Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first episode ever of Not Yet Blacked Out Alcohol Review of the Week. This is your host, Review Dude. So, you might think this is my first episode. What alcohol would be the best to review for the first episode, since this is a big one, since it is the first? Well, I'm going to start out with a present from my old roommate, and it is Alfred Schlotterer. I don't see if you could see the label, ladies and gentlemen. And this wasn't so much a present from my old roommate, except he just kind of left it in my apartment when he moved to Virginia. But either way, I think it's a good one for the first review because it's a little pricier than the normal alcohol I would consume, but so which means it should be tastier. And you know what? Let's just get started. So, Alfred Schlotterer. I have not heard of this brand before. I'm not sure if it is a gin or I know it's not a vodka because I have tried it before, and but I know it is from Austria and it wasn't imported the normal way. See, my roommate, he flew from Austria on vacation. He used to live there, and he brought back this bought this at the airport. So let's give it a try. You know, it's a nice cork when you know, it's about the 10th time I've uncorked it, and it's still got that nice pop to it. So, you know, that's a very good start. Here is the glass, which I've thoroughly cleaned. You don't want the taste of other alcohols mixing in with the one you're trying to review because you gotta get a mixture. You know, you don't want your gins and your whiskeys to taste the same in the same glass. So you need to make sure that you thoroughly clean the glass beforehand. But I'll save all that lecture stuff for perhaps another video. So here we go. So there's not much left in here. Might as well just pour the rest of it out. All right. Smells good. It's kind of a kind of smells like it has a kick to it. Besides, you know, the type of alcohol burn that most alcohols have, it's got some. I guess the most common you would think of is kind of like that fireball kick to it, but it's kind of that unique kick to it that it's really hard to explain. But I'll just, you know what? I'll give it a taste. Let me. Okay, so we got a little bit of a feel for it. First impressions. It's fairly smooth. You know, not your smoothest. You definitely know that it's alcohol and it's got that burn to it, but it's not a bad type of burn. It's you know, you need to know that it's alcohol. You know, so it not the smoothest, but you know, good. Taste. Um, very unique taste. The best way to describe it is like Goldschlager. You know, it's that alcohol with all the gold flakes in it. Um, it's a really hard taste to describe, but that Goldschlager is kind of the closest comparison. Um, so, since it's really the only thing I have to compare it to, uh, better or worse than Goldschlager? I guess that's the next question. Well, it's definitely a fancier, you know, it's imported. It's a little pricier than Goldschlager. I haven't had Goldschlager in a while, but I would say I prefer the Alfred Schlotterer to Goldschlager in general. I really do. I guess maybe in future maybe I could do like a side by side comparison. That'd be nice. But yeah, I really liked it. Now I would say typically I probably wouldn't have. This isn't a drink I would order neat. It's like I said, it's not the smoothest. I think you know what. Actually, I had planned for this. So what I'm going to do is here got some ice cubes, or as people refer to them as rocks. I don't know why they're called rocks, but that's what people call them. So I'm gonna try it with one rock. Give it some time to simmer, let it cool down. Let the ice cube mix with the Alfred Schlotterder, and maybe try it with the rocks. Because some drinks that could be like a deal breaker. Maybe a drink that you typically wouldn't have neat, maybe one rock or two. Normally, the smoother it is, the less rocks you need because it's already got that smoothness to it, which adding rocks to it kind of makes it smoother unless it's already smooth, which I guess would defeat the purpose. So I'm going to let this simmer. Let's see. I guess I could judge it on smoothness now. I'll wait till after I retry it to judge it on the taste. But now I'm going to grade this out of a 10. And a lot of people, when they do ratings, they, normally, like, people have, like, they might give something a 7 or a 6 or an 8, but 7's kind of the average. But if you're doing it out of 10, I personally believe that 5 is average. I know one of my great role models, who I'll list in the description, maybe link a video, he uses 7.5 as his average. Now, I don't agree with this, really, because most of your scores are going to be above 5. Even a 5 is bad on such a scale. So I believe 5 is average. And I could go on uh, forever talking about why I believe that. It's something I feel strongly about. 5 is average. Okay, but I'm gonna try and keep this video under 5 minutes. So since it's my first and you guys don't have all the time in the world, so I'm just gonna say 5's average. So on smoothness, what do I give this? 1 out of 10. 5 being average. I would say it's definitely smoother than most, so that means it's above a 5. Now, do I give it a 6, a 7? And you might be thinking, what about decimals? Do I believe in decimals? I believe in I give 0.5s, intervals of half a point. So it kind of makes it a scale out of 0 to 20, but it makes it nicer to talk about 1 through 10. So, sorry, that was back to the grading scale. So, I would have to give this probably a 6.5. I could drink it neat, no rocks. I might prefer to have a rock in it, an ice cube, for those who don't know what a rock is. So 6.5, I think, is a good rating for this one on the smoothness scale. So now the ice cube has gotten time for it to cool off a little bit. Now I could judge it more on the taste factor now that it's at the smoothness that I prefer, which I gave it a 6.5 because, one rock, that's not a whole lot. So, it's pretty smooth to begin with if it only needs one ice cube, one rock. So that's why I gave it the 6.5. Some people think 6.5 isn't good, but 6.5 is pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. 6.5 is pretty good. So let's give it another sniff because your nose is directly linked to your taste buds. So you got to sniff, taste it, sniff it again, and that's how you're supposed to review alcohol. So. save that last drop for the end of the video. So, now that's got the rock in it, does that make a difference? Well, it's now perfect smoothness. The rock, it puts it at smoothness where I'm comfortable at. I really like it at this level. And, you know, people think, you know, they don't like to add the rocks, but it makes it smooth to the point where I could have more of it at the same time and better able to judge the taste. It could fit, you know, more into my mouth without a burning sensation. So now that it had the rock in it, what do I think, ladies and gentlemen? It's good. As I said earlier, it's got that unique taste. It tastes like Goldschlager. Best thing I can compare it to, because it really is unique. So, let's cut straight to the chase. 1 through 10, 5 being average. Smoothness was a 6.5. This is a tough one, ladies and gentlemen, because it's such a unique taste. It's hard to compare it. I like Goldschlager. This is better than Goldschlager. Goldschlager is at least average, a 5, maybe a 6. So this is definitely at least a 6. I'm really torn between 6.5 and a 7. I haven't had too many. I would call this a maybe not maybe like a middle upper shelf alcohol right here. So I haven't had the finest, but out of what I have had, this compares pretty well. You definitely definitely an acquired taste. It's a unique one. So I'm gonna say 7. Now, maybe, you know, I'm gonna be trying more alcohols, you know, each week. Hopefully, that's why it's called Alcohol Review of the Week. So maybe over time, as I have more things to compare it to, maybe I'll have more things that are similar tasting I compare it to. But for now, I'm gonna give it a 7. That's a good score. You know, I could drink this with 1 rock in it. You just drink it all night. I don't need another drink. Just Slaughter it is for me. If you have Slaughter at the gathering, I will gladly have Slaughter. It's very good. There's I don't know. It's good. So 7 out of 10. 5 being average. So it's better than average. Price wise, now it's a huge factor because you know, it might be a 7 out of 10, but it has the price of an 8 or 9 out of 10, then you don't want to buy it. So, price-wise, I didn't buy this one. It was gifted to me, as I have said before. I believe it was somewhere between 40 and 50, maybe. That was also at the airport without the duty fee or whatever airports charge. So it was cheaper there. So this might run you 50, 60 here in the States, United States of America, obviously. So for the price, how does it compare in alcohols in that price range? Well, not as smooth for the price range as other alcohols are, but it makes up for it with a very unique taste. So it depends what you're looking for. I think it's pretty good for that price range. Now, would it be the first bottle I pick up? You know, if I'm looking to spend $40, $60, maybe not. But you know, if I've got a budget, you know, a high-end budget, you know, I might pick this up if I've already got, you know, another bottle of something else, because, you know, it has a nice kick to it. And I guess in other of my videos I'll be talking about drinks to mix it with, but this drink's kind of on its own. I don't think you would mix it with much. But you know, for the sake of consistency, let's say you aren't a straight maybe you don't like liquor straight from the bottle. Uh, what would you mix this with? For those of you who would like something like a mixer. Um, I don't think your typical mixers would work with this because it's a pretty, it's a unique taste. Uh, I've said that a lot, but it's true. I can't. Um, it's a unique taste. So, um, uh, definitely something, something maybe like a. I think I've tried this with like an orange soda before. You know, I personally don't mix it, but I've had as like a chaser type thing. Uh, Maybe like a grape soda, orange soda, something. It's got that unique kick to it. Doesn't work with Coke or Pepsi or Sprite or ginger ale. So I think it needs a comparative flavors if you're going to mix this or have a chaser. And I think orange soda or grape soda might work with this. Um, but typically, if you're buying a bottle in this price range, you wouldn't use a mixer. I wouldn't use a mixer. I think it's good as it is. 7 out of 10. So, um, I guess it's about time to wrap things up. Looks like I went a little bit over the 5 minute mark, but you know what? It's a first review. You need a little something extra. You need introductory to the show. So I guess we'll end it there, and we'll end it with a cheers. So cheers to you. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. This was Not Yet Blacked Out, your host, Review Dude. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you again.